And Frazier. I mean, what have you not accomplished? I'm standing with Larry Holmes. Hey!
I think I accomplished everything now after meeting you.
Aw, well, thank you. And what I didn't know, fun fact, you sing.
Yeah, I mess around with it. You know, I'm not any good, or I'd have made a couple of records about now, but I have a lot of fun. I enjoy my life.
You've had an amazing career. If it's one thing I know, 75 wins. This is like, we're not talking about child's play here. We're talking about an actual lifelong career. Hall of Famer in 2008, and now you're here for, World Extreme Entertainment. You're part of them. You're one of their members. And you're doing Marvin Hagler Jr. versus Leonard Jr., who I found out they've been trying to do this for 6 years.
You know what? This is the fun part of it. You got Marvin, I'm saying, doing this all over again. Marvin thought he won the first one, and Sugar thought he won the first one. So, multiple time, I don't think people want to wait for it anymore. If they're going to do it, got to do it, get it out of the way.
No, that's definitely agreed. Yeah. That's definitely agreed. But I feel like the rivalry was coming. It was bound to happen. And here we are celebrating it, and you're part of it. Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I feel good about it. That's why I'm here. I'll be here when it takes place. I'm going to be hollering for somebody. I don't know when, because I like both of the guys. And they're great fighters. I mean, it's a legend. They leave behind so much in boxing, Sugar Ray and Marvin Hagler. And these guys are keeping them names alive, and I really appreciate that, because I hope my son do something fantastic to keep my name alive.
No, that's agreed. I mean, you definitely have a legacy, and every media outlet is calling this the battle of the legacies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you think that's going to affect how they fight? Do you think that's going to be a lot of pressure on them?
No, because they're going to want to win. They want it to be all about them. We all have egos. We all have something that always makes us want to be better than the next person. And so that's what's going to make a good fight out of this. Even though the fathers are getting the real play out of it, it's still a challenging competition. This is challenging for both fighters.
Well, I mean, I think the world watched the movie Creed.
Right.
So, the main battle, not the opponent.
You got to do that. You got to fight yourself, because sometimes yourself will say, don't do this. And until you don't do it, you might not do it, and then they cost you. But then again, you might have yourself say, do it until you can't stop. Just keep on doing it. Don't stop, don't stop. And that's what gives you the energy to go down distance, the long distance. The 15 rounds, then it went down to the 12 rounds, and then the 10 rounds, and 8 rounds, and then knock the guy out in 1 or 2 rounds. That determination that you have will, propel you to a higher, better level.
Coming from a trained legend like yourself, that is some advice that's really going to hold up. Do you have any advice for them? You once said you were the greatest. You are the greatest. Well, what is your advice to them?
Always feel good about yourself. I might not be the greatest in somebody's opinion, but in my opinion, I'm the greatest. Just like you right now. You are the greatest, and nobody can say you're not. So if they do, I'll knock them out for you. How's that?
I have a really good right hook and an uppercut, so don't worry. And my left hook is just as good as the right.
That's all you really need is that left hand. Pleasure.
One remark.
Hello, this is Albertus Alexander, and I'm here with Awesome TV, recording live with Mr. Damon, the 16-minute man. Damon, so give us the 411 on tonight.
It's just really exciting. It's boxing history coming up. We're putting together Marvin Hagler Jr. is going to take on Leonard Jr. It's history in the making. I've been trying to put this together for 5 years. Both men have accepted. It's on April 8th next year. Why am I taking 9 months? Because big fights don't happen overnight. I'm making this into a superstar event, as you see here.
Okay, so it took you how long again to get this all together?
Well, we've been in talks 5 years, because both men have fought for me before, and it just made sense doing it in history. So now we're doing the history, and we're making history.
So are you going to make history and come back and do your thing again?
Hey, I'm the 16-minute man, so I'll always be working, and there's no stopping me.
How about 10 minutes?
No, it was 16-minute man.
16 minutes?
16 minutes,
okay,
that's
okay.
it, on the platform.
So what else are you doing besides this?
My career is celebrity boxing. I've done 81 celebrity fights, and just putting together a lot of celebrity type fights and working on my reality show. And I'm really excited. Great things going on. I thank God. And Awesome TV is awesome, and this whole thing is awesome. I'm excited.
So what's inspiring you to do more and more?
Well, I'm in love with what I do. I love life, and I got great kids, and I just got a great view for the future where I want to go.
So any of your kids going to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, my son will.
Your son?
Yeah.
Oh, so you push him, or does he want to?
Yeah, he wants to. He's like the future of celebrity boxing, we always say, and this is just a pinnacle of it all. I really thank Miss V for helping me out, Jason Fine, my partners, RITESH. This is an incredible event, as you see, and it's going to be great.
Okay, I think it's going to be great too, and I look forward to being here and supporting everything, and look forward to hearing more about you.
Definitely.
Okay.
You're going to hear a lot about me. Thank
All
you.
right, so this is Albertus Alexander from Awesome TV, and we thank you.
Hi, we're here at Chima Steakhouse, the premier steakhouse in Philadelphia, with the executive chef, Leon Lockhart. How you doing tonight, Leon?
I am great.
So, tell us about the food here and some of the specials.
Well, at Shima, we have a variety of a salad bar. It's a large, extensive salad bar with over 32 items on it. And our signature dish is the top sirloin, also known as the picanha. And it's one of our specialties, and it's fantastic. You should come in at any time and enjoy a great steak dinner.
That sounds great. Do you have any secret recipes for us?
I can't divulge that information right now.
Can you whisper it?
No.
Okay. That's our interview.
That's a wrap?
Well done. Hey, we're here at Chima, the premier steakhouse in Philadelphia, with Anthony Torsivia,
Hello, how are you tonight?
general manager.
Well, I just wanted to welcome everybody here to Shima in Philadelphia. We deliver a one-of-a-kind experience in the restaurant business, but tonight we're delivering a one-of-a-kind experience in the boxing industry. So I'm looking forward to this evening. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm looking forward to everybody having a good time and coming down to Shima and enjoying this event with us.
So this is, who's the event about?
It's Marvin Hagler Jr. versus Sugar Ray Leonard Jr. And we have our champ Larry Holmes in the house tonight. So if everybody is getting this, we'll come down and visit us sometime and try our steaks and also try the events.
Thank you.
Okay? Perfect.
Thank you.
What? We are still here at Damon Feldman 60-Minute Man presents Hagler versus Leonard Jr., which is epic in its own major form. 30-year anniversary of their dads fighting. Found out from Marvin Hagler Jr. that their dads used to have tomatoes in their hands and take pictures around the house and stuff. I am now being joined by former middleweight champion, I want to say of the universe, because I don't believe in world, I believe in universe.
I like that.
Dave Taberi. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you.
And, everyone's calling this the match of the legacy, right? Obviously, 30th anniversary of Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. Richard Steele is going to be the referee in this.
Which is legendary.
However, you just told me a story about another legacy coming down. Damon Feldman's dad was your trainer.
Damon's dad was my trainer. My second world title was against James Toney for the middleweight world title, and the fight sparked the United States investigation in boxing that led to the first ever hearings in boxing called the Ali Bill. And now there's a bill called the Ali Bill, which is to clean up the sport of boxing. And so it's pretty interesting. And actually, prior to that fight, I was offered to fight Sugar Ray Leonard and didn't have the privilege to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. He fought Terry Norris, and instead I fought James Toney for the middleweight title.
So now, when you go from lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, what's a pound difference?
Well, it's interesting. It's a really good question because many, many years ago, it was the old school they would have about a 10 pounds difference, and then they started dropping junior middleweight and different weights in between, like from 150. Now, it was 147 to for example, 160. Then they dropped 154 in there. So they're dropping weights in between now, which is really odd because they said some people can't get down to one class or another class. So I guess if you look at the weight classes, like from a welterweight to a light heavyweight, it used to be 160 to 175. So that was a 15-pound differential. So then they dropped 168 in. So the sport has changed over the years.
That was actually a question that I forgot to ask Larry Holmes. How do you feel the sport itself overall has changed in the last few decades?
Wow, one of the key things that's happened in the sport is the international appeal. Basically, the sport of boxing, if you look at the top 20 right now, the top 20 is made up of mostly fighters from Yugoslavia, countries like Russia, Mexico, Puerto Rico. It used to be a top 10 of American fighters. Now it's interesting, when you go on, you always look for an American fighter because it's mostly foreign fighters.
That I will definitely agree. Unless it's a Mayweather, you're not seeing a American out there that's well known that's going to bring out people to want to see it. And that's why I kind of like Damon Feldman for that, because he's really trying to. Boxing's never going to die. It's always going to be there. It's a thing. It's not going away. It's actually one of the best sports in the world. But the problem with that is that it's taken a backseat from the public eye. Unless it's a major fight, nobody knows it exists. And that's what I kind of like about Damon, because he's kind of bringing it back to the forefront a bit.
I really like what Damon does. Damon has a mindset of, in the old days, the Bob Arams, the Don Kings were really good at that. Everything was built around the excitement and get to know the fighters personally, press conferences, and that's been lost. And now today, the fighters don't want to fight on regular television. If they're not on pay-per-view, they don't want to fight. And so that's unfair to the fans, because when I fought on ABC Wide World of Sports, ESPN, and that really gives you a broad appeal. And very few people can afford, a lot of people can't afford pay-per-view every time. So I think what he's doing is the entertainment value, bringing people out, meet the fighters personally, and the buy-in of this. This is going to be a tremendous opportunity for fans to have a good time.
I'll be honest with you, the only pay-per-view I ever paid for is Pacquiao.
Yeah, and Pacquiao was international appeal. There's something about it was Manny Pacquiao that drew people.
But have you heard him sing?
Well, it's funny. If you go on Pacquiao's but if you go on Pacquiao's site, he's done it. Now he does missionary work, and now he has done so many things.
That's the one thing I like about him the most, and that's why I will pay for pay-per-view with him, is that money goes back to something. He gives it back somehow.
I respect his faith. I really believe he really believes that God's hands on his life and his family's life, and he says the way I used to be is not the way I am now, and I want to make sure. And to your point, he reaches out and he gives to people, and that's a gift in itself, to knowing that he draws people to him, but he's helping others with that.
Dave, thank you for joining me.
Appreciate it.
It was a pleasure speaking to you. I'm meeting a lot of boxers here that I didn't expect.
Well,
it's kind of cool.
Jackie Frazier's here. We got some other ones here.
I know. I see a lot of people that the names, but in the faces, I'm like, ooh, all right.
Some of us are about 20, 30 years older now.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Albertus Alexander reporting live again from Awesome TV, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Ritesh.
Hey guys, I want to welcome everyone to Philly. Damon, V, James, you know what? A great event put together by Damon. We're all doing this match next year, Legacy Part 2. Yes. Damon, why don't you say a few words?
Well, just like I said, man, it's great to have Awesome TV on board. You, Miss V doing an unbelievable job. My man James Braxton, Juggernaut Security, and Jason Fine, who stepped up. It's just going to be an incredible event. Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler both stepped up to the plate. It's going to be boxing history. Richard Steele's going to referee. History in the making.
I'm very excited to be part of this. Awesome TV is excited to be part of this. And, look out. V, you want to add anything?
I just am so excited to be participating in this, and I wish everyone great luck. And I'm hoping everyone has a great time tonight.
Sure.
You made this happen. I got to say, look, if it wasn't for her, I don't know if we would be here tonight.
Sure. And James, a few words?
I'll just be there to watch over everything, make sure everything goes well at the fight. Make sure both fighters get there safe and sound, the audience is happy, and that's about it.
Perfect. All right, guys, look out for more information. Damon is the man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Awesome TV. Alve out.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Albertus Alexander again reporting from Awesome TV, and I have here with me Miss V. So Miss V, explain to me what your role is in this project.
I am Damon's business manager, and I help get a few of the principals together to help him get the evening plan for tonight.
Okay, so how did you meet Damon?
I met Damon through a gentleman that he's familiar with, his father. He was a trainer, and I used to know him through a former position I had, and got very friendly with his father, and we used to do discussions about old boxing matches and stuff, and just over the years became friendly with the family.
Okay. So is there anything that inspired you to come on board with the project, or were you just like, I'm going to use this